here's everything I love about the sideways spider part in Dash. Thanks for watching. Okay, so Dash is one heck of a level. It introduces tons of new things that have never been seen before and makes for an experience that's very different from the previous 21 levels. In this video, I'll be breaking down the whole level and discussing what it does right and what I think could have been improved. There will be lots of things that I criticize, but that's because I think it serves as useful information for creators. For the most part, I'll try to keep my feedback respectful because I still think the level is really good. So right away, the level kicks off with a ton of energy. As you hit this red orb, some platforms fly up into place, there's a cool shockwave effect, and most importantly, the song's melody starts up. It's an extremely strong opening that sets the theme for the whole level and makes you feel awesome about it. Even though a yellow orb would have worked fine here, I love the use of the red one since it's the most powerful orb, and that perfectly matches the strength of which the level starts up. Keeping up with this energy, you're thrusted into the first game mode change just a couple seconds after the level begins. This is by far the quickest transition in any official level, and it contrasts most other ones which wait for a drop or some sort of significant change to the music. It does make it a little inconsistent with older levels, but not in a way that actually matters since it keeps things a lot more exciting. If you played Finger Dash or touched the spider at all, this part is pretty easy because it's meant to be. It takes advantage of the spider's quick movements to sync perfectly with the music. Take a listen. And then, a second or two after changing, you're right back to the cube game mode. In this case, the spider isn't meant to be its own section of the level, rather it's a quick add-on to the cube part to complement the music in a way that feels good to play. By the way, it probably goes without saying, but this level is gorgeous visually. Even though it's not a pixelated game, the pixel blocks look extremely good and give the level a ton of personality. I swear, these blocks are so detailed it almost feels like cheating. I just wish they had better middle tiles because where are they? Do I have to fill everything with a solid color? This level also has so many tiny details, and I want to take a second to admire them since each and every one was placed by hand. There's this monster swinging in the cage, smoke and bubbles coming out of the lava, glow-in particles on the blocks, explosions on the ground, little sparkles on the spikes, so much that really doesn't need to be there, but it is. Also, nearly everything interacts with the player in some way. Almost every surface glows as you touch it, and many of them also move or rotate a little bit. I swear, this level has more personality than I do. Anyways, there's one teeny tiny problem with all of this. The level looks good, but in a lot of cases it's sacrificing communication, things that really need to be shown, but aren't. Don't get me wrong, the level has a very clear path it wants you to follow, but the real problem is everywhere else. Take these blue orbs at the start of the level, for example. It's obvious that if you don't hit the second one, you'll die, but how? Maybe you'll crash into this wall? Nope, you simply hit an invisible spike. I know it's your fault for messing that up, but it highlights the problem of Geometry Dash becoming increasingly unstructured. In the early levels, you jump on blocks and die to spikes. It could not be easier to understand. But once you reach levels like Dash, there are far less rules. For the most of it, blocks are still blocks and spikes are still spikes, but they don't have to be. There's nothing visible here, but you die anyway. Or remember this wall from Geometry Dash Sub-Zero? It looks like it kills you, but it doesn't have to. This is a problem that extends throughout the entire level. For example, in this spider part alone, there are 3 spots that look safe visually, but all kill you for going there. Again, you should know better, but why not communicate it with spikes or something? It also looks like you can fall off this ledge to skip 2 clicks, but in reality, a fireball jumps up and snipes you. It's not the best solution, but it definitely is one. I don't have that much of a preference on it, so come to your own conclusions. By the way, what's up with the filter for this part? Why does your icon invert colors? Generally, shaders are really good for adding spice to your levels. Look at that shockwave at the beginning. But here, it doesn't really do much. It's just kind of there to show off that it exists. When I say that shaders spice up levels, I mean that you should literally treat them like spices. They should be used in moderation and in a way that actually adds something. Unless it's the chromatic shader, which is like this game's MSG. Moving on to the next cube part, there really isn't much to say here. The spikes on the ceiling, which is nice, and it quickly transitions into a second spider portal to keep things moving. And gee, I sure